Many of you have an adjustable bench, but you're not maximizing the versatility that you can do with it.
Increase performance
and maximize efficiency.
And neither are companies. So today, I wanna show you an attachment from a company you've probably not heard of much that can attach to many benches on the market, increasing the versatility. And honestly, I hope it's something that kind of pushes other companies to just make it for their benches. Hey guys, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. Most of you have an adjustable bench. If you don't have an adjustable bench, you should. If you'd like to find out what adjustable benches I recommend, check out our previous videos. We also have a tier list that just came out. If you'd like to see my ranking of all the best adjustable benches, you can check that one out. One thing that is annoying to me about bench companies that are making benches, Rep Fitness is one of them. They don't make a lot of attachments for them. They've got these super heavy duty, quite expensive benches that take up a bit of space in use that is basically a platform to be used for attachments. Most what we see with companies coming out with attachments is for squat racks. It makes sense, but they're forgetting that most of these people have adjustable benches where they can use them to add attachments as well. I wanna show you a company that basically came out with these attachments and they just happen to work with other companies like the Rep Blackwing bench. Let me show you. Okay, this is the Rep Blackwing, the heaviest, man, this thing's so heavy, but also one of the stoutest and most popular benches on the market for good reason. It's a really good bench, but you have one attachment that they've made for this, even though they have a whole attachment, and that is the leg roller. The leg roller is often used for things like sit-ups or decline, but I think we can use that for much more. Let me show you. This is the Bol Fitness Venom leg extension leg curl attachment. Right now, I would say one of the most requested pieces of equipment on the market for companies to come out with are combo leg extensions and leg curls. I think a lot of people want stack versions, but stack versions take up quite a bit of space and also are very expensive. I see this as like an in-between, basically so you can start getting some isolated leg movements into your training without spending a lot. A recent product we reviewed was the Freak Athlete Hyper Pro, and they had a leg developer attachment that honestly does a lot of what this does. Basically, Bolt made these for their benches. It just so happens they're just under 2x2, which is exactly what pretty much every bench that has a leg roll attachment uses. So this one, I'm pretty sure it'll work on the Man Array too. I haven't tested it, so I don't want to tell you it does. If you have a Man Array, let me know in the comments if it works. Okay, let me show you how it works. First off, there is a modification. You don't actually have to do the modification, but I'd recommend the modification, and that is to drill an extra hole. As you can see, they basically have these holes that come standard. You're gonna have to drill an extra hole to get it closer so you can really lock it in. So I'll show you. You put this in the leg roller attachment sleeve on the back, and then once you've drilled your hole, you can lock it in. You then take your bench and prop it slightly up. It's gonna be a little bit higher than your 0 degree on your bench. Basically, this is so the tension is nice. And then you're able to do leg extensions and leg curls. So for the leg extension, one thing that's really nice about this is you have no back pad, and you're like, oh, I'd really like a back pad. The reality is, in order to develop the rectus femoris to maximum capacity, one thing that's often recommended that's been shown in studies is basically the further you lean back, the bigger your hip angle, basically the more you're gonna work that. So most machines actually don't even allow that because they shove the pad all the way there and you can't get it out of the way. This allows you to basically put your hands on the back and then allows you to perform the movement. The strength curve is honestly pretty similar to what you'd find on the Freak Athlete leg developer, which I really liked, which means it's gonna be pretty consistent through the full range of motion. I actually prefer the strength curve on this to many of the plate loaded options with basically the rotary dial. This takes up less space, and I actually like the tension better than those. But the other thing it can do is the leg curl. It's a prone leg curl, lying leg curl. So you lay down like this, put your legs in, then you can do leg curls. The thing that you'll see, and I didn't notice this until basically we got it in, the leg curl is not that great. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. If you go to Bolt, they have hardly any photos and hardly any details on their products, which is really annoying. So you don't know till you get it in. This is really primarily for leg extension, but you can also do leg curls that are standing. One option, they market it as if you're able to do lying leg curls, and it's just okay for that. this isn't the only attachment they have. You can also take this out and throw in a preacher pad. The preacher pad has two components. One is to adjust up and down, and then one is to lock it in the bench. Same thing with this one as the other one is you have to drill an extra hole. One thing that's nicer about this though, is it actually adjusts in height, where the one from Ironmaster does not. So now you can take your easy curl bar and do preacher curls. The pad is definitely wide enough. Preacher curls make hardly any sense in a home gym, like having just a standalone preacher bench. You don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of space, so you're gonna do one movement on it. This makes it so it's actually possible. It's funny, after we got it in, the vinyl on this is literally the exact same vinyl as what's on the rep bench. It's the same pattern, same grip. It feels like it was made for it. I love the vinyl rep uses on their benches, the newest ones. Honestly, some of my favorite. So I don't know if that's because they make them in the same places or anything like that, but the vinyl is so close. So honestly, when you're using it, it feels in some ways like it was made to be in the ecosystem, to be an actual rep product. One thing that would be nice is holes on the other side. You could do it yourself. You're already gonna drill holes for the attachment. If you could drill holes for this, then you could flip it around and do spider curls. So you can if you just set it on there, it's just not locked in, but then you can do full on spider curls, which feel really good too. It would be nice if they had some sort of a bar attachment here so you could set the bar in, so it's just easier to set up. But for the price, if you have a premium bench, you might as well extend the attachability of it. These are two that I would recommend. Preacher curl is my favorite. I like the leg extension. The leg curl on that unit kind of sucks. It does kind of speak to a bigger idea though, a bigger issue. One I would love to see is the ability to attach a leg extension leg curl that uses the cables from the Aris that attaches to something like their Blackwing bench. That to me is like a full ecosystem. You have the cable stacks there already. Why not extend the use of them and use them with your bench and create another attachment for it? That's something that I think companies aren't really thinking through. They're not thinking like longer term. They're thinking like, oh, let's create a functional trainer and we'll have the functional trainer. Instead of thinking, let's create the functional trainer and then let's create attachments for the bench that locks in and works really well. I am thinking though, with the Aris 2.0, one thing you notice is they raised the height of the low pulleys and they also allowed you to have a dock for your bench. So maybe in the future, we'll actually see that come to fruition. That would be sick. But for now, I think these are some of the better options that are available. Let me know in the comments if there's any benches that work with these that you know of, or if you've used these, let me know what you think of them, because I actually got the idea. People had posted about it in the Facebook group. If you'd like to join that, click the link below, like button. This has been Coop from Garage and Reviews. I'll see you next time. Peace.